All right, guys, so we've shown you kind of the end result of what building the fence looks like, but this time we'd like to get you a more complete look at exactly how we build a pre-stained cedar fence. So the guys are pulling down some pickets now. We're going to stain them in our custom-built pre-stained tank and then get them ready for Scotch Crew to put up next week. First try every time. The next step is to dip all of these boards that the gentlemen are currently sitting on into the cedar that we just poured in, and then pull them out of the cedar that we just poured in. Sit them on the drying rack so the cedar can dump down into the cedar that we just poured in. And then we'll pull them off and down stack them. Cedar.
Pretty stiff right now. And it's small as heck. This is not my size.
You have to yell cedar every time you pull a board out. Cedar! Reese is here. Yell cedar.
We can't show other brands.
Oh yeah.
We're not sponsored by them.
Reese, yell cedar.
Okay, so while the guys are in there staining, I'm gonna go check on Matt in the shop to see what he's up to. I think he's got some gates he's working on. So, we'll go over this. What's this post for, John?
It's for to be plated for some weird gate.
What's going on here?
We're out here in the shop today and we're making some ornamental gates for an upcoming install job. We've got actually two walk gates and one double drive, so we'll be making four 4x5s or 5x4s, either way. The panels are just shy of 8 feet. So in order to get, so instead of making one gate out of one panel and having all this waste, what I'm having to do is measure out 4 foot, basically just shy of 4 foot, and getting 2 gates out of one 8-foot panel. And unfortunately, they pre-drill these holes in here, so.
You have to fill them?
I gotta fill them a little bit, yeah. But that's gonna save us 2 whole panels. So these are gonna have to go on it. Now there's also a wall right here. And the pads that they made are literally just this size. They're, imagine the concrete floor. People built a little 2x4 little thing and then filled it with rebar and concrete. And they stand, the pads are only like this tall or whatever. But basically they're only about as wide as this plate. So you have a wall here, and then you have another wall here, so it's like a 90 or whatever, like this. So we were trying to, in there, figure out how to do this with still being able to get this piece around. I suggested to Jim to do it like this, obviously. You could fit this in, but the door frame that's already in the place is made out of metal. And he wants to take some tension bands and all along the door frame attach the post with the header to the door frame so that it gives it more stability. But in order to do that, you got to have the post close enough to the wall to be able to stick it to the wall. So what I was thinking I might do is you could weld them like
Just enough for the use.
just enough for this, and then I'll take a grinder and kind of clip off the sides of these. You know, maybe not get it up to the hole, but kind of come in this way. And then that way you probably will be all right. And I was thinking maybe just over enough to where the U-bolt can kind of do that or whatever. And you might have like this little hole right here. You might have to kind of fill that with a bead, but I don't know. It's kind of a weird one.
So will the gate be facing, like the front of the gate facing that way?
Yeah, so this is basically, if this is the doorway this way, this is exactly how this side will go. And the gate will sit in here and pivot open and close. And then the post with the plate on this side will be the opposite of that one. It'll be like here with the post on this corner.
On the money?
No.
Oh.
Terribly off. And 76 and an eighth.
We're closer.
A little tiny bit more. Hey John, what's that secret code word?
That's ain't code words outside.